But if you were to consider your definition of leadership, I think every single one of us in here would write down a different definition of leadership. And the fact of the matter is that, like notions of freedom or love, leadership is something that there is no right and wrong. What you think is your definition of leadership will be every bit as good as mine. There's no prescription for leadership. There's no prescription for any style of leadership. I think it was Field Marshal Slim who once said that leadership is just plain you. And sure it is, because we all do it in a different way. But I hope, and we haven't heard much of it until just the last speaker today, I hope in your definition of leadership, the word people comes in there somewhere. Quite often in business you hear the word money, but actually you should be listening more out for the word people. Because, and it may be the stating of the obvious, leaders lead people and managers manage resources, one of which of course is people, but that's a separate issue. So if you remember that leaders lead people, that's what leaders should be about. Managers have to manage resources. Most of the best leaders are also good managers, because they have to think about those things. But that doesn't detract from the fact that they are the best leaders. And frankly, in today's world, and we've heard a lot about it today already, there would be nothing worse for your company if it was overmanaged and underled. And that's what happens to bad companies. They get overmanaged and overmanaged and overmanaged, and suddenly they realize they've lacked the leadership that's needed. So let's finish with the chunk of what do good leaders do. I always describe it as the 3 Ds, but you could probably think of other ways of describing it. But the first thing that leaders have to do is give direction. That's the D. And it starts with a vision. And if your company does not have a vision of where, and the head of the company knows where they're going from and to, if you don't have that vision, you will never be able to put together a plan to get from here to there. And that's what the good leaders do. They say what they want to look like in 5, 10, even 3 years' time. And then they do some strategic planning, of course, with their senior team, and they decide how they're going to get from here to that place in the period of time that they've decided. Otherwise, your vision is a dream. If you don't put a plan together to get there, you can dream all day about where the sunny uplands are, but you need to plan to get there.